Hello everybody, this is Pete from PA Labs, and I'm bringing you in on a debugging thing I've been working on for quite a while. If any of you read the last post I put out there, I've been working on the AI of the game. I didn't want to get too far into person versus person without nesting in the AI to where one doesn't negate the other. And so what I've got, the software currently is hotwired to allow me to run the server from source code so I can validate any errors actually on the server, whereas the player part of it is would crash if it was actually in because it's going to run from the exe if it runs into a problem. So we shouldn't see really anything here. So I want to show you, I figured the hardest setup that I could play with initially would be for the hosting of the game. If you notice, this screen has changed a bit since now we can come into the players and say, I want AI to be or access to be done by by AI, and I want to control the allies. So here, choosing sides, I now no longer have access as a selectable player for me. The host of the game has to be a human. So you cannot play an AI versus AI, or at least so far you can't. I don't know how it's eventually going to end up. So we go ahead and launch the game, and since the server's already running, he just connects to it and goes. So now it's a bit tricky because Germany moves first. And if you can see, I'm not doing a thing here. I'm going to pull that farther out of the way. So the first thing, the phase is bombing, strategic bombing. So the targets are weighted, and the bombers are issued escorts as long as there's escorts to issue. And they target cities, structures, and units, okay? And then combat takes place, and it flashes on the screen as to who's attacking who and what's going on. Now, combat currently does not take into account terrain. It will before it's released. So, so at this point, the AI is done, and if we slide this over, this is the debug log. So currently everybody's fighting in a open terrain grass area kind of thing. So it will affect the odds if you're defending in a I figured I have to click it first. If you're actually into the woods or mountainous or rough terrain, there's a lot more easier places to hide. That doesn't factor in here. So you get some of the valuations of the calculation. And then we had the first bomber is assigned with his 2 escorts. He has 3 attacking units, 2 fighters, and a bomber against a single armored unit. And it comes back and gives the percentages that have to get beat with the dice rolls, and each armored tank, so 16 tanks, get 16 rolls to hit the 16 fighters. 16 fighters get 16 rolls against the defender times 2, so it's 32 and 32 of the rolls. And if the fighter has a better chance to hit the defender than the defender does, I think. Let's see. Yeah, he's coming in at 85. Actually, the defender, that's not right. I'm going to have to tweak those. So I'm still playing with the matrix and how the matrix unit to unit hits up. You get the round of combat, and then damage is assessed, and then you have the next. So each of the attackers attacks each of the defenders. Okay, so and the defenders have in that mix, they get to fire at the attackers. So both sides are doing attacking. It's not a static thing. If fighters are coming down at infantry, they're not just going to stand there and take hits. They're going to be firing back against the fighters. Okay, now there's nothing they can really do against the armor or against the high-level bombers because they're out of range. Infantry and actually tanks are out of range there too. Bombers are pretty much immune, basically. So the order of fighting is the fighters fight first, then bombers come in, and at this point the armored unit is destroyed, and then it moves to the next and goes through the whole same process of looking things up, valuing targets, choosing the target he wants to take, and it runs through. Each bomber is paired with 2 fighters. Each bomber squadron is paired with 2 fighter squadrons until you run out of fighter squadrons. Then the bombers are just let to go. And on the receiving side, I still have a bug when it comes in and they attack this airport here, airstrip here. The fighters didn't launch in that attack, so I still got to get that fixed. But that's the AI moving first against the Allied. So then it's the Allies' turn to go do his thing. And actually, I have not run this next one. Let's just say they're done. So at this point, Germany should... Oh, this is artillery. Okay, we probably have issues in artillery. I haven't gotten to him at all yet. So it doesn't look like we did anything with artillery. I don't know. We're going to run through these. Okay, so here we have a pretty heavy massacre against the French unit that should have been a massacre. So obviously things are not going correct. But this is each unit is deciding what his attack is and what he's planning to do. So where did that help screen go? This is what I've been working on. I'm going through one today. All day I have spent on the bomber high-level bombing phase, and that's running pretty good. There's still a few issues, but definitely it's running pretty good now. I'm going to go all the way through having these all the phases. I've merged, if you notice up here, I've merged combat and movement into the same. I can't separate them in my head. You don't move up against somebody and then wait for the next turn to attack. You move and attack. And also that's part of the whole concept of the blitzkrieg that Germany hit Europe with, is the armored divisions came in, blew holes in the line, and then other armored units that hadn't moved or fought that day, zoom right through the hole and encircle their enemies. So that's the concept of what I'm trying to do here. And I do have working that the anti-aircraft, if they come in and bomb a city and there's a anti-aircraft in the zone of the city, then that anti-aircraft is brought in as defense of the city automatically in the whole AI move. So lots of things still to test out and work, but I wanted to show you how things are progressing. I suspect that combat screen that we had initially may only be at use when it's human to human, and therefore you get the back and forth and all of that. If it's you against the AI, there's none of that combat screen. It's gone. I don't know if it's going to be there for human to human. It might not. So that's my update for right now, and I want to thank you all for watching.